There you go.
Okay, hold on.
Maybe all right, y'all. Blocking Keisha. I'm gonna be blocking somebody. Come toward me. You can't tap us right now. Okay. Right.
Why?
I don't know.
No, I think it went through because it still tagged me.
Whatever. Anyways. Okay. Hey, y'all. People are passing on. Yes. Hey, y'all. Welcome. People coming on in. Wine&Grow season 3.
Wine, baby.
Season 3, episode 8.
Oh, Jesus.
Episode 8. The finale, we here.
What's today?
And it's Kay's birthday. So as y'all see, we are joined by our friends. We had a little party for her birthday. We back with a few extra guests, but still our girlfriends. Korean, say hey to the friends.
Oh yeah, we got everybody. Girl, you're not Korean A because
I'm Korean B and shit. Korean with an A. Korean without an A. I'm Korean.
There y'all go.
There you go. Boom. I'm Ebony with an I.
And the Ebony with an I. Where she go?
The other Ebony with an eye here.
There she go. Right.
Hey, y'all.
Okay.
These my baby mamas.
All right. So, anyways, y'all, we're here. This is Wine&Grow. We grow and we wine. We wine, we grow, and we grow and eat wine. Hey,
I messed it up, but.
Come on.
No, you said it right. You were starting to say it right. I was saying it wrong. So that's why I had to fix it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So again, this is season 3, the finale. We are discussing soul mates. Son, shut your door.
Snap. Voice is deep.
Okay.
What happened? I was looking at that phone like,
So today we're talking about soulmates, and we got Edmond and Rebecca in the corner. They hiding over there. There's Edmond. Hey, Becca. Hey. They hiding over in the corner, but they here too. Lindsay on. She said happy birthday.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Okay, so soulmates. Let's get into this discussion because we gonna get through this so we can celebrate some more. What comes to your mind when you think about a soulmate? What is a soulmate?
Oh, you mean like a
What's your dictionary? We should do both.
Okay, well,
somebody put the Webster's version of soulmates.
But I Google everything.
Go ahead.
So my version of a soulmate is either a person that is here that you're gonna possibly be with, the person that you're supposed to be with forever. Not just one person, I don't believe, but it can be many people, or it can be the people in your life that's here to teach you lessons. It doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that's a love interest. So a friend or a lover. Lovers and friends.
What's the official meaning of a soulmate?
A person who is perfectly suited to another in temperament. A person who strongly resembles another in attitudes or belief, ideologically, shit.
So it's basically a person that believes the things that's similar to you.
Yes.
So that person, you have a lot in common with that person, and that person is considered to be your soulmate. Now, what Kay was saying is that, oh, you got another
feeling of deep or natural affinity.
Yeah, I know. I got that one too. You got that one.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I guess the kids want to be involved in the show too.
We got soulmates and soul tribes.
Okay, because what Kay was saying is that she doesn't believe that there is one person that is a soulmate, which I totally agree with. Do y'all?
I definitely agree.
Yes. Because, I mean, I feel like, and I think we mentioned this before on one of the shows, like, obviously there's different levels in your life, right? So you like different things. You do different things. So at different stages of your life, you're going to attract different people. Yeah. So it's almost impossible to have one person that you're attached to as a mate. So like literally when I hear soulmate, I think about the idea of the one person that you're supposed to spend the rest of your life with.
Yeah.
So it's like the person who you end up with.
But that's what
is
we
your
were
soulmate.
taught, that there's only one person for you, and that it's only gonna be one person for you for the rest of your life, and it's really not like that. At least from my experience, I don't think it's like that. I think that, like, when we're kids, we have that one person who we're always drawn to, who's teaching us that lesson, but we're not aware of it because that's not the space that we're in. And they can always end up coming back around to be that person for what's in that season. That's how I feel.
Okay. So you feel like people who are your soulmates are there to teach you lessons?
Lessons, it's either they're there to teach you a lesson, or they're actually there to be with you. Because everybody is not meant to be with you. Again, just like you said, they can be there for that season. It's either a season or a reason. That's the way I feel.
But most people would say that defeats the whole purpose of a soulmate, right? Because a soulmate is the person that's supposed to stay, right? Through it all, through thick and thin or whatever. That's the mate. That's the person who you're supposed to end up. And that's how you know if that's your soulmate, because that's the person who you're not able to rip away from.
What?
But see, they always end up coming.
You want to come in? Come on in. No, come on in.
I just have a question. Do I have to?
No, you don't have to.
What you gonna do?
Okay. This just came to my mind. A person can be your soulmate for a season. That's why you have some people who are together and then they break up and then you get with someone else. So it's impossible to say that one person is your soulmate when you have people who divorce and get married to someone else.
True.
So I believe that soulmates can be a lifetime. I'm not going to take that away because there are people who have been together for a lifetime, but they can also be seasonal depending on what the lessons that they're supposed to learn from each other to carry into the next relationship, I would say. So that's my thought.
Anybody else?
I kind of agree with that. I do believe that we meet certain people, and it isn't always a romantic relationship. It can be a friendship. It can be a work relationship. And we meet certain people, and we have so much in common with them, right? And then we're like drawn to them, and we hang out with them all the time. And then one person may elevate or learn different lessons from that relationship and move on in life, and then that relationship is no longer, or you have to learn how to basically cut ties. But it doesn't always have to be a negative way, but in a healthy way, realizing that your relationship with this person has basically served its purpose, and you can move on. It's part of life and growth. Romantically, I do feel like sometimes you'll meet that soulmate, and you may have met them before, but you've never indulged in the idea of a relationship. Because sometimes we do cross paths with different soulmates, in my opinion. However, when you're not ready or it's not time yet, that relationship will not go any further until it's time.
Yeah. And when I think about a soul, right, like a soulmate is somebody who nourishes your soul. So when you think about your soul, it's like a deep impact, a feeling that's inseparable, like I was saying, it's like immeasurable to anything else that you've ever experienced, you know? So, and I think that's where we get the idea of it only being one person. Because obviously if somebody came into your life and they treated you wrong and it was terrible and all that type of stuff, that person shouldn't be considered a soulmate, but in reality, it's how you look at it, right? Because that person could have, like Keisha was saying, that person could have taught you lessons, maybe that you needed in that season, and what Edmond was saying, right? Like a person may come and go in the season to teach you a lesson, and that was nourishing to your soul after you're able to mentally realize that that's just what that was supposed to be for you, you know? So, because we learned that all together. Remember we went to that sermon, what was that? Isaac Watson, and he was talking about it not being one person, that you're, you know, that like being biblical. God, when he put Adam and Eve in the garden, when he showed Eve to Adam, he didn't say, "Here is your wife." He put her there and he chose her as his wife. You know, so it's like we have the decision to choose who we want to be in our lives and who to not be in our lives. And that's the same thing as a soulmate. You know, people come and they go, and you have a decision of whether you want them to stay or not.
Yeah. I think it just comes with discernment of knowing when to let go. Like knowing who is for you, who is good for you, and who's supposed to stay and who's supposed to go. Because sometimes we don't use discernment, and then we have these long battlefields of relationships that are not healthy, and then our favorite word, toxic, and then we kind of get lost. Yeah, we get lost in the sauce basically because we haven't really learned how to use the discernment. I can honestly say, I used to try to say that my ex was my soulmate, but in reality, as I got older and as I learned what a soulmate was, I realized that anything that you have to force together is not a soulmate. Anything that you have to constantly make excuses for, that is not a soulmate. So once I began to learn that, when learning the definition of a soulmate, I learned that that relationship, it may have lasted longer than it should, but it was for a reason and a purpose. And I took from that, I learned from that, and I severed it when it was time.
I don't know. I agree.
Girl.
I don't even know him.
Hurt your ass up.
Like,
Y'all,
ain't gonna come back in. Got some melatonin.
do y'all feel like y'all have met any of y'all soulmates, or do you feel like it's one? Do you have you met the one?
I feel like
No.
you meet. I feel like you meet different soulmates that you need to elevate. So like my first one, who I thought was my soulmate, my kid's father or whatever, he helped me grow. Like he helped me realize what I did wrong, what I didn't want. So he was my soulmate from that point. I don't feel like everybody has one soulmate. I think you have multiple that just helps your soul elevate. Like,
yeah.
But then you get to that point where you like, okay, I learned from all of these other fucked up ass relationships. And so now I really know what I want. And then I also feel like everybody's not meant to find somebody.
Yeah.
I feel like you're missing, sometimes people are missing this by themselves. You're supposed to do this, you're supposed to walk this journey on your own.
I
Everybody
definitely
ain't meant to.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like,
I was just
and you somebody told
to quote unquote toxic relationships because you have this idea in your head that this is okay, all relationships are not supposed to be perfect, and we hide behind that. Oh, everybody have arguments, but if you're arguing every day and every time you talk it turns into an argument and there's no peace, you need to reevaluate that. Stop hiding behind, oh, every relationship has problems. That may be true, but it should not. You should have more good times with each other than problems. And if the bad outweigh the good, then I don't think that relationship is necessarily healthy. But if we have this idea that this is the best we could do, or there's no one else out there, or better yet, I don't want to break up with this person because I want people in my business. I don't want people saying, oh, I told you so. So there's so many different factors that play into why we decide, even as men, to stay in relationships that we're really not in tune with the person, you know, intellectually. Sex may be good, but that's not all there is to a relationship. But if your relationship is only sex and that's the only time y'all get along, then reevaluate that relationship.
Yeah, because that's it.
Yeah.
But see,
And that's how I feel.
definitely
If I can't come home and talk to you, and you know,
it's a language, it's a comprehension barrier. You can't even comprehend what I'm saying. It ain't.
But you have to be intellectually in tune with that person. You know, if you're not intellectually in tune with them, then okay, you're gonna have more problems than good times. But again, we make choices, and we choose to do it.
We all have
and I think ultimately where it comes to somebody being like a soulmate for you is the level that you're willing to accept them, right? So when you ask if anybody feel like they've ever met a soulmate, when I think about two particular people who have came into my life and have literally taught me lessons, like those people I was never in a relationship with, they wanted to be in a relationship with me, but because of where I was in my life, they took things slow with me and just dated me. They talked to me. They helped me see my flaws, not in a way where it beat me down, but where it actually challenged me and made me want to be a better person. So those people I definitely consider to be my soulmates. Although we never got to see each other in a romantic light, which is what we desired, it was not what we needed. All I needed from them was to be my friend, and that's what I got. You know, so I consider those people to be my soulmates. I consider my friends to be my soulmates. You know, people who actually nourish me and challenge me to be better.
But going off of what Edmond said, that only makes me think of. I don't think when the people arguing all the time, if you're considering yourself considering that person your soulmate. Y'all ain't worked on nothing within yourselves to be able to make that relationship work, and you're only focusing on me. Both of y'all focusing on me, and that's why y'all continue to clash and can't figure out any type of balance in those situations.
Yes. And Alice, Megan has said what I was basically saying. She said you have to know who you are as an individual first before you're trying to bring anyone into your life, let alone your soul. And that's what I was saying by being able to receive, because you're in a place where you're trying to grow, trying to heal, trying to be a better you. So you're willing to take in what other people are bringing into your life. You're not like, nah, you ain't trying to be telling me what I should be doing and blah blah blah. Yes, you're open and receptive so that you can be a better person.
Yeah.
I was gonna say one of the number one things that I think all of us could probably attest to at one time or another is sometimes, let's just keep it real, you have a child with somebody and you try to make that your soulmate.
Oh yeah.
Things happen.
Yeah.
And I've been there. You could have one child, then you still trying to force that relationship. You end up having another child that does not make that person your soulmate.
I'm a dip.
I'm gone.
You know what a single father is. You're gonna learn today.
But I just want to put that out there too, that sometimes, you have a baby with somebody and then for years you try to make that work, or you try to make that your soulmate, and ultimately it's not your soulmate. The one thing that you all may have in common, well, before it was sex. So now the one thing you all have in common is a child. Don't get attached to that. Learn to really look at all of the other valuable things in a relationship to realize whether or not it's healthy and right for you.
That's because people try to make themselves have stuff in common with people.
That's true.
Again, because they want somebody.
Exactly.
Y'all want somebody so bad, y'all are willing to settle every time.
Yeah.
Ain't no. Let me take a break. Let me just figure
that
this
goes
out.
along with what I believe. What's her name, Megan? What she was saying. You settling because you don't know who you are.
You don't even know what you want.
If you know your worth and you know who you are, you're not going to settle. Let me tell you something. I done been in so many bad relationships. With the last relationship, I was engaged to the girl. I thought she was going to be my wife. I was like, ain't nothing coming between us. Tell me why the Lord made it so that we broke up in 2 weeks before we were supposed to get married. Wow. 2 weeks. But all along, I gotta be honest, all along,
drag your ass down
God was showing me signs throughout the relationship that this was not a compatible relationship. But because I wanted to be married by the age of 30, and I wanted this, I forced it. And because I forced it, the problems that we had could have been avoided, and we probably would have been cool to this day if we just let it go if I had let it go when God was showing me the signs. But because I wanted to be married, and because I wasn't really intellectually in tune with her, I was just like, hey, I'll deal with you for a little while, then we'll see what happens. And that was a wrong mindset to have. But because I had a goal, I'm the type of person, I have a checklist. Okay, I didn't accomplish this and check. I accomplished that. And you have a lot of people who are check people. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it can become a bad thing if you allow that check to be your only focus in life. And then it blinds you and makes you ignore the obvious signs that, hey, this is not going to work.
The
red girl.
Right. The red flag.
You got somebody who's like, I'm going 6 flags. I do 6 red flags all the time.
I'm not going to lie, y'all. Before, I used to ignore red flags. I would make excuses for red flags. And when I really went to therapy and I kind of learned myself, I began to realize that, hey, I had red flags too. So it became a habit that when I would do something and catch myself, I would say out loud to the person I was dating at the time, red flag. And they would look at me like, what? And I would ask them, that's a red flag for me. Now that I noticed that and I see what I just did, I'm going to work on it. But if it doesn't get dealt with in a timely manner, is that something you can deal with?
Yeah.
And he was shocked that I was even saying that, but I had to because I didn't want to be in that space where I constantly did something to somebody, nobody addressed me about my issue, or they constantly did something to me and I never addressed them about their issue. Now separately in our own minds, we're making up this fiction of a relationship and trying to force things like, oh, well, they just had a bad day. Now we're making excuses for each other. No, put it out on the table. It's a red flag for you. They got red flags, you got red flags.
And what you're making me think about, Keisha, is somebody who goes into a situation and pretends to be something that they're not.
Yeah.
So that they can get somebody real. Being a representative. Like, oh, that's fine. I like that. I want this and I want that. And then as soon as you start dating somebody, all of this real stuff start coming out. Right. You know,
and I was thinking, when I'm thinking about red flags too, this is what I thought about red flags. Red flags is not a sign to run away.
No, it's not.
Not
always.
Right. And that's what I'm
responsible for your triggers. Nobody else is. Some things like me. My thing is, you don't pick up the phone, you haven't fucked up. But that's my own.
Exactly.
But that's my own.
Because you the one who thinking negative.
Right. Exactly. You know, responsible for what I went through. Exactly.
What you doing?
I'm about to snap, but then I have to realize this is my trigger.
I'm getting FaceTime while we on. Maybe he's trying to be on the thing and he can't. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
He calling regular FaceTime.
Right, that's what I'm
you
saying.
can't do it through FaceTime.
He wanted
to
I got it. Hold on.
You trying to be on the show?
So are you
trying to tell you happy birthday?
Right, damn.
I'm sorry, what is that? My bad.
It's her birthday. She's talking about she don't know how people FaceTime her. Like,
you walk through the FaceTime, you good?
Thank you.
I'm turning my phone off on my birthday.
So y'all listen. I know we've been talking about the negative end on soulmates, but what about that other end? What about that person where you meet them and it's like, oh my God, I will never meet anybody better. Like you're in that honeymoon.
No. Let me say this.
Get everybody in this like we was
Why
like.
get the spicy garlic? Yes.
Sorry guys, y'all gonna have to.
Why y'all tell her that?
So what's
She
time
about to leave here and go there.
What time they called? Look,
Right.
I had those. Like, she like, what we about to do? All right, we back live.
Fake up. I'm trying to say Facebook.
Okay. So listen, y'all.
Maybe
landscape.
Even
it's not gonna be high.
It ain't gonna be. It's not gonna be high
It's
enough.
gonna show their bellies. But they gonna have stomachs only.
It said I can't return my phone while recording.
Okay.
So so y'all will just have to come in if y'all want to say something or just hear y'all voice. But y'all, so Facebook is tripping with us tonight. Obviously, we got some good things to say.
Big tripping, okay?
Okay, this is the finale of season 3. Anyways, we finna take a break. So boom. So maybe they just mad because we trying to be gone.
Who's mad?
Right. So anyways, okay, we was talking about the good parts of a soulmate. We ended the last live video by talking about how to discern between the good fluffy feelings and the bad fluffy feelings. And Koreans, both the Koreans.
Imagine y'all, it's 2 Koreans and 2
both the Koreans were talking about here. They was talking about how you gotta give it time, right? So they was both talking about how you have to give it time before you can really decide if it's a good or a bad. One of y'all want to talk more about that?
Yeah,
you wanna
absolutely.
Come Ramona is.
So we ended off the last one with saying, I believe that there's a connection between 2 people. Mm-hmm. So even with your soulmate, you need to know what their attitude is. And whether it's a friendship or a relationship, understanding what their attitude is and being able to adjust to that attitude. So you're not going to like everything about this person all the time. There's going to be things that irritate you, but is it acceptable enough?
Being real.
Is it okay with you to be okay? I'm okay with you being you. You know what I'm saying? And being okay. Mm-hmm. And so when things do get bad, you're not just up and ready to leave because that person did what they always do. But you knew that from day one. You knew that when you start talking to them. You knew that when there was the warm and fuzzy feeling at the beginning of the relationship that they did these things. Yeah. So it's important to understand that although things get bad, sometimes that don't mean that they're not your soulmate. It's because you're just going through a challenging time at that point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I feel like you can't expect you from somebody else. Like you can do that. Period.
That's a good one. You can stop right there.
You can't expect you from somebody else. Everybody look through life through their own lens of experience.
And that's what everybody looking for, somebody to be you.
Yes, you can't because
they think that's what make them equal.
But that's remember that's what a soulmate technically is. It's somebody who's your equal, basically.
Equally yoked. but it's not somebody who's you.
Right.
Identical to you.
It's not you. It's somebody who knows how to nurture you.
Right.
So it's right. So being let's get into being equally yoked, because there's somebody who has the same values and morals. That's important.
But that could compliment you. Because my temper is high. So if my husband's temper was this high,
I said values and morals. I'm not talking about personality.
She's talking about what you believe in.
What you believe in. Well, you know, like I think we should raise our kids to be Christians, or I think we should raise our kids to be Mormon.
Like, that's a talk you should have before you even get
Every girl I've dated, I've always asked. Honestly, I'm not just saying this because we on live, but I've always asked, do you believe in God? Anybody can say they believe in God. They're not going into detail. Well, how do you believe in God? Right. What is your belief in God?
You can believe I'm a
exactly.
God.
Because just saying that you believe in God, your God can be Buddha. Your God can be Muhammad. I don't know who your God is.
Mm-hmm.
So just asking somebody if they believe in God is so general. You have to go in depth.
Do you believe in Jesus Christ?
I can't be. I can't right now. Okay, I'm a part of the Baptist church. I can't be Baptist and you Jehovah's Witness, because then our kids are going to grow up confused. And then that's going to be an issue in our relationship. I mean, seriously, your beliefs can make or break your relationship.
Yeah.
So it is important to be equally yoked. Now, some people are married and they're of different beliefs. I don't know how that works. I can't explain it to you.
Can't speak to somebody's personal experience.
Right, but that wouldn't work with me.
Yeah. That's key.
It wouldn't work with me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I can't judge the people who it works for.
Yeah.
I don't know their relationship.
Right.
But I can't be with somebody who believes differently than me. Because in my eyes, that's a part of being equally yoked.
But I think that even goes into how in depth those people are with their religion.
And that's
because some people don't practice, and some people don't practice their religion to the T.
Exactly. But with me, I'm very active in the church.
They may be willing to sacrifice. Like Muslims don't celebrate any holidays.
I'm not.
Yeah.
So that's a big factor.
I feel like it depends on you.
And you know what? Don't conform to my belief because you want to be. Hold on.
Bring the camera back. Bring the camera back.
Don't say that you believe in the same God I believe in, and you're conforming to what you think I want you to conform to. And then when we get in a relationship close to marriage, it's a different story. Don't play with me like that.
Please don't.
Don't do that, because
that's a war within yourself.
Man, that's gonna cause a whole earthquake, and you don't want that. So I don't like when women try to conform to who they think I want them to be. I want you to be yourself. Show me who you really are, and let me make the decision as to if I want to accept that or not, like you were saying. You know, let me make my own choices.
We don't want that representative.
I'm not going to conform for you. You're going to get all of me, so don't conform for me. I'm sorry.
Why do y'all... Okay, no, but let's stay... Wait. Let's stay in that vein, though. Let's stay in that vein. Why do y'all think...
Let's read a comment, too.
Hold on. Why do y'all think it's more common for women to conform than it is for men? Because I see this more often for women.
I think it goes with self-esteem. If you would allow me, I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I think it's a self-esteem issue. And let's go back to when we say, okay, I think we stay in relationships. we stay in relationships because we feel like we can't do any better. Some women feel like, okay, this may be my last opportunity, so let me be all he want me to be. And that's the wrong thing. Show him who you really are. Because if he don't want to be with you, there's somebody else who's going to like who you are. So you conforming for me, and then once you show me who you really are, and I don't like it, then where we gonna go from there?
And I think it goes back.
I think it is dealing with self-esteem, insecurities. I have to get you because you're my last hope. And if you got that mindset, you're gonna go from relationship to relationship,
and you gonna
to
settle,
relationship,
and you gonna
then you're gonna end up settling.
Well, let's go deeper though. Let's go deeper. What about society? And how we talk about women needing to be submissive and stuff like that. Do y'all think that plays a role?
My thing is, if you want a woman to be submissive as a man, you should be put in a position to be a man, to be a leader. So to be worthy for somebody to be submissive to.
I get what you're saying.
You want me to be submissive
to
you?
I get what you're saying.
I'm bringing the bread in. I'm doing all of this. You're not doing nothing.
But let's define submissive though, because I have some friends who think that a woman submitting to them is the woman don't have an opinion at all.
No,
that's not submissive.
Okay,
no.
Let's pause. Let's pause. Korean was saying something.
So I'm always playing the devil advocate, right?
And then we're going to read these comments.
Always, because I just argue. That's what I do. I argue about everything.
In reality, she a politician, but she should have been a lawyer.
That's what I do. I just argue. So what I was going to say is, I understand your point with women. But as a woman, we are, like Kenyatta said, taught to be, at a certain point, submissive to a man. Yeah. So when you say, yes, lead me in the church, I want you to lead me. As being a man, as being the lead of my household, I want you to lead me into church.
But it has to be in your heart, too.
Right, but if I have to step back on my beliefs to follow you, if I have to step away from my church to follow you, if I have to make those sacrifices to be with my man as a leader of my household, then some women believe that and some women do that. That don't mean that they aren't confident. That don't mean they don't have their own standards. That don't mean they don't have their own beliefs. Yeah. But they're trusting in you to lead them and their family.
But you're not showing me who you really are, though. That was my point.
Okay, here, this is a comment that speaks well today. I'm going to read JT's first, and then I'm going to go back to Spencer's. He says, because society has made it a life goal for women to be married, we don't care. He's talking about men. We don't care if we die single. Society jokes about the 40-year-old single woman, not the man.
That's true. Yeah.
So it's more acceptable for a man to be single versus a woman to be single.
And even to piggyback out that, y'all know what we hear a lot. My clock is ticking. My clock is ticking. So your weight, you're trying to bring somebody in. You trying to get. You need all of this. You need marriage. You need a baby.
It's the thing on society that's trying to say, like, if you're not married by this age or this whatever, you're not good enough. You're not this. You're not that. I could be the perfect woman.
That's what I meant by. I get what you're saying.
I could be the perfect woman.
I guess that depends on the man. Because with me, I'm not the type of man that say do as I say and you don't have no opinion. No, I believe that I can learn from my significant other just like she can learn from me. Yeah. I believe in my eyes, yes, if you wanna go biblical, yes, the woman was created from the rib of the man to be a helpmeet, but not be his slave. Right. Exactly. And that's where we, that old school mentality. Women stay at home, men work. Well, it's too expensive for a woman to stay at home.
This ain't the
both
same
people
time.
have to work. It almost takes 3 incomes.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do, can't nobody correct me like my wife. Can't nobody get to me like my wife. But if my wife is scared to correct me and scared to talk to me because I may rebuke her and say stay in a woman's place, what relationship would you be happy in that situation? No. So it's like that's what I meant by that. But I get what you're saying too. Some women do that, so you're not wrong.
So what both of you all are saying, I just want y'all to hear it because it circles back to being equally yoked. Mm-hmm. It circles back to being equally yoked. When you're with a man that you're equally yoked with, you trust him because that's the person you're equally yoked with. You know he's not going to lead you down a dark path. Right. But when you get with a man that you're not equally yoked with, then all of a sudden you get with this man, you're following him because this is just what you do now. Yeah. You're entrusting him because you've been taught to just take it.
Right.
Instead of being a woman and discerning with your voice, this is what I believe. And this is what we should do as a family. We should communicate because when you equally yoked, you're going to have those conversations and you're going to decide together as a team.
Make decisions
together as a team. It circles back to when you are equally yoked. By both of y'all, what y'all saying, then your relationship works.
And let's see my homeboys about that because the way that they would talk to their women would bother me.
I feel like some men think they supposed to be above a head. You first off, what are you doing to be his head?
Well, biblically, we
but
in your own life.
So what when we this is
no the head without the neck.
Right.
First off, what you doing in your own life?
Exactly. So but this is why it's important.
The head of the man is God. If that's
right, that's the order. But this is why it's important for women to have a single phase, and we be so quick to go from relationship to relationship, and we need to take some time to be by ourselves so we can learn ourselves, so that way we get into a relationship with somebody, we're confident enough and ourselves to say, no, that's not me. Not okay. Well, you like that, sure. I like that.
Don't conform. That's my biggest issue.
But also, now with conforming, you gotta address your own triggers. You don't want to conform. But it's also, you got your own triggers, you got your own traumas that you got to work through. Mm-hmm. So you got to be by yourself a lot of people jump from relationship to relationship to relationship. You don't know what you want because they don't want to be by themselves. They don't know how to be alone. You don't even know.
I seen
by yourself. The minute you be by when you learn how to be the company of you, you ain't gonna whoever is the company, whoever adds to that, you gotta add value. Cause baby, I'm cool by myself. Right.
I'm not.
So you gotta add to this.
Let me tell you.
By myself, and I am okay.
Right now, your season is probably to learn how to be by yourself.
Yeah, but it's uncomfortable.
That's right.
The best place is to be uncomfortable.
Because my thing is this. That's what I'm saying. I'm alone. I'm alone right now. I don't want to be alone, but I know that right now that's the best.
Tell him.
You have to learn.
It's the best thing.
You gotta learn to be the company of you.
I know how to be very uncomfortable.
I know, but that's a great space to be in.
It is. By yourself.
You getting back to everything that you used to know for yourself, everything that you love about you. You getting back to that. It's a perfect space to be in.
True.
And although you don't like to be in it, it's because you've never been alone. Like, and if you understand a space of being alone, I think that's what the difference is. When you understand a space of being alone
and not lonely,
because there's always a difference, and that's what we really need y'all to realize. Alone and lonely are two different things. I love being alone. I love sleeping in my bed by myself because that's all for me.
But I like Edmond's. But no. I like Edmond's honesty. Right? Because coming from a place where I had those same feelings, my friends know. Okay, I had those same feelings. Being tired, literally being lonely. Like I was lonely, right? And being in a space where you're not embarrassed to say that. So I definitely applaud you for being honest. Right, exactly.
So that means
because you have to accept that space before you can even move to the next space. And I don't like it here. I don't like it. I'm praying.
I hate it here.
I know I have to be here. There's a reason why God has me.
It's a lesson.
It's a lesson.
To learn
but a lot of times when God is teaching us a lesson, He makes it uncomfortable.
Yeah, you gotta be uncomfortable.
Because if we're uncomfortable, we depend on Him more. We lean on Him. That's the thing.
When you're uncomfortable, it causes you to
support you being alone.
Yeah.
Because
I ain't gonna lie to these two right here, boy.
But you get those friends that God sent you to tell you it's okay to be right where you are.
I'm the one that's
coming on.
It's okay to be alone. Let me tell you.
We got the two preachers saying that to each other.
Exactly. Stay alone, though.
No,
okay.
God did not create us to be alone.
We got any comments?
Everybody's not meant to be with somebody. Sometimes this is a journey.
And that's a reality. That's a hard reality.
You never know if this is your journey by yourself or it's
But is it a journey for a
certain
time?
Yes,
at a certain time.
Also, that too.
Yeah.
But my thing is like
for a
learn from that shit. Be by yourself for a minute. People jump. You don't even know you. You don't know what you like. You don't even know who you are right now.
And when
you don't know who are you without another motherfucker.
And when Kay was saying you get back to who you
are you?
Let me tell you something. I've been reading my Bible more. Been talking. When I was in a relationship, I was so frustrated and agitated with the person I was with that it affected who I was in God. And I began to draw back without realizing I was drawing back. I was still going to church. I was still going to Sunday school. I was teaching Sunday school. I'm thinking I'm good. But once God took that distraction out of my life and showed me how I abandoned Him.
Yeah.
We got to know that God is a jealous God and He doesn't want anybody before Him, not even your soulmate.
Exactly.
So but God would not have been able to show me that I abandoned Him if that distraction was still there. So He made me uncomfortable, alone, and lonely so that I can get back in right relationship with Him. So I may not like it, but that's why I said it's necessary in this point of my life. And I know that this season is not going to always be.
I'm telling y'all. This is me.
It's a season.
It's a season. Exactly.
They rotate. It's meant to end. Everything gonna end, but you gotta learn.
I ain't trying to preach, but I mean,
you gotta learn from your, you gotta learn. If you don't learn nothing, you gonna repeat it. Every lesson you don't learn, you gonna repeat it.
And I'm not willing to repeat stuff.
I don't want to repeat anything. Okay? I'm not repeating nothing. I got it. This is what you want me to learn? Don't worry about it. I got it. Say like, I hope that we can hear that on there.
But honestly, we learn our best lessons when we're uncomfortable.
Absolutely. You're not gonna learn when you're comfortable. No. Because you're comfortable. You gotta be put in a position where you're not comfortable. You lost your car. It can be any fucking thing. You lost your girl. She ain't acting right. I don't give a damn what it is, but you gotta be uncomfortable. You have to, because then you gotta take a step back. Like, what the fuck is going on? It's something that's gonna hit your life, and it's like you've been comfortable this whole time. You've been going down this road this whole time. There's something gonna hit you. This ain't the road you're supposed to be on. You're supposed to be going this way.
That's called conviction.
Yes.
That's called conviction.
You're supposed to be going this way.
But when I tell you God snatched that 2 weeks before the wedding.
Hold on. First of all, no. I ain't been playing about this situation.
I told you this ain't what you need.
He ain't been
playing.
playing.
You don't want to listen. Let me just go ahead and show you my power. Boom.
Period.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Just like he
if
did
it's not for you,
what y'all drinking?
Girl, we got wine. We got a lot of wine.
I got tequila.
That is winey. That's not a girl.
I'm sorry.
We got wine. Tell me what y'all drinking. Wine, tequila, Douce.
I mean, I don't know.
Hey, Wani, what's up?
So I want to go back to a point.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Earlier in this conversation, we were talking about conformity.
Yes.
Right. Do y'all believe conforming is adjusting to someone's behavior? Because again, everyone has different personalities.
Yeah. Right.
So what I would expect from one person, I wouldn't expect from another person.
Absolutely.
They're not going to act the same.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about, no, I will not conform to your attitude or your behavior, I'm viewing that as those are the people who have strict walls and like, nope, I don't want to deal with your attitude, I'm gone.
So are you asking?
So they have no patience, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So what you're saying?
It goes over and beyond.
I'm not patient.
The normal dance that you would have to
So
do.
let me be clear. Let me clear this up for you. So what you're saying
So what's your
is
definition of conforming?
So are you saying that in some instances conforming should be allowed, or there should be a?
I feel like
there's room for conformity. I get that.
Yeah.
But don't conform who you don't try to hide who you are. That's
I feel like you can accept that person for who they are without conforming to that. Like religious belief and to certain. I have different religious beliefs than most people do. So conforming, the person I'm with, he's Baptist or whatever you call it. That
It's Baptist. It's another way.
I'm not anything. I'm whatever that. I'm none of that. I don't conform to any religion. So I'm on my own. Like I go off of you're supposed to give love and receive it, spread love. But I feel like also every religion has the base of the same thing.
It does.
I do, absolutely.
Every religion is the base of the same thing. So as long as we got that, give love and spread love, be good. You can do that. You're Baptist, whatever, and I'm gonna do me.
So you're
and
saying religion don't play a factor
for
me?
For you?
No, I'm not into religion at all.
See, that's why it don't play. That's what Ken was saying.
And I'm dating someone who has went to his mother. All of them are super
the one
religious.
that took no accountability.
And they probably told him not to deal with you.
No, they didn't. They said they love me.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
But some people would say if they don't believe the same you believe, y'all not.
But I'm not gonna.
Exactly.
But I'm not gonna steal you from your beliefs. But don't steal me from
I'm
mine.
about to say,
whatever you need to keep you
good.
peace. Whatever you need,
you do that.
You need peace. Whatever you need to do that. I'm gonna do what I need to do.
And I was gonna say,
also, I'm not gonna.
What that is, Corinne, is the fact that they love your honesty, right? People are able to accept you better when you're upfront about who you are.
That normally don't happen. That normally don't happen.
I'm upfront. This is what it is. If you don't like it, bye. And I'm gonna get the fuck on.
So you're not conforming. That's what I'm saying.
That's why she
You're being upfront.
I can conform, but if I have to.
It's certain things that you'll conform to.
You can do that. Right. And I've been to church, all of that. I was with somebody who was, First Christian Church or what? I don't know what you call it. The women can't do nothing. They can't say nothing. mind you, I am a very strong and independent woman. So the fact, thank you.
That ain't gonna work for you.
Some of that when you start bouncing.
I did because this is you. The women ain't supposed. The women can't sing. They can't do anything in this church at all.
You was heavy on that. They can't do anything
in this church.
I need you to remember the name of this church.
It's a First Christian Church. It's on Lansing. It's in motherfucking.
It's old Lansing. First of all, it's not on Lansing. It's in Lansing.
It's about Lansing Church of Christ.
Y'all.
We are not. We are not.
Right.
We are not.
Right. We're
Okay.
not.
Wait. Pause. Let's pause. Let's stop. So first of all, as we respect religion, Hey, as we respect religion, right? In this conversation. We understand. No, we're not, and we're not. That's what I'm trying to clear up. Everybody be quiet. So we're not bashing anybody's religion. The thing is what I've come to learn as a person who studies religion, right, and decided my religion off my studies. Religion is basically, and we've talked about this before, it's kind of like Divine Nine organizations. All these different denominations are developed from somebody not liking something that somebody else did. Yeah. So I'm going to go out of here and just start my own thing because I like this better. And that's why you get churches where some people are allowed to do this, some people are allowed to do that, and then other churches you'd be like, okay, this is too strict. It's just because that's how some people want to be religious, you know? So we just have to respect that. We're not on here trying to respect anybody's religion, so we're going to move away from naming any names of churches or anything like that. Yes, we apologize if anybody is a member.
But I'm not.
Too much detail.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go back to soulmate.
So, anyways, but
that's the topic.
Where that even came from, that started from a conversation of just being equally yoked. And religion, politics, stuff like that, that's a very big thing when it comes to being equally yoked and being in a relationship with somebody, raising kids, education, all that type of stuff. Some people don't want to go to college. Some people are like, no, my kids gotta go to college. Yeah, that's all that stuff. That's type of stuff that I don't even like to argue because I'm like, listen.
I don't either. Just like I don't touch politics.
I don't like to
argue about. I'm not. We ain't finna argue about politics. I don't even like politics.
I don't even like politics
for real because it's a way to love about politics.
So basically, to sum this up, be you. Be true to who you are. Right. When you're honest with yourself and who you are, other people are able to accept that better. Come into a relationship, yes, being true to who you are so that other people can say they can choose to love you. You know, you don't want somebody trying to figure out who you are. Just give them that, you know, and that's when you know you're ready. When you know you're ready to be in a relationship with somebody is when you're going in it, giving your all up front. You're not holding back. You're not holding on to old scars and different things like that and judging them based off something somebody else did to you. You want to get to that point. And that's why we was talking about earlier when we say everybody needs a single stage to where you can get comfortable in yourself. So you can be like, you know what? I just want to be alone so I can figure out who I am. I had seen a meme the other day and the girl had said, basically, when two people break up and you see somebody else move right into another relationship and the other person doesn't, sometimes it's like that other person is applauded. You almost look at the person who's still single as the bad person. Right. When in reality, that's not how it is. That person who jumped right into another relationship is probably the person who you need to be side-eyeing because they can't stand to be alone.
You said it was a bad person.
Yeah. It's not that they're the bad person. But it's like you want to be conscious of somebody. Just because somebody decides to be alone after a breakup, that does not necessarily mean that they're the person who was in the wrong in that breakup. Right. That's somebody who's choosing to focus on themselves. Yeah. And it's not, and to clear this up, and not to say that the person who moved on is a bad person. Yeah. It's just that they're a relationship type of person, maybe. Yeah. And maybe they know exactly what they're looking for, and then they left that person and found that in the next person.
But see, even if they moved on, I just think that it's not even about it. Yes, they may be a relationship person, but I think that if they move on that fast, it's just the fact that their triggers ain't been triggered. Mm-hmm. That they haven't had a chance to figure out what it is that they need to work on because that person that they
initially chose, then bring that stuff out of them. So then they move on to the next person, and because they think that's what they want. But at the end of the day, once that person that they with end up bringing out those triggers for real, and I think that it almost comes with settling, because those red flags that we was talking about, those red flags are there, but everything is always okay because these people want to be in relationships. They're not letting their triggers trigger them.
They're deciding to conform, to just be okay with what things are, so that they can be in a relationship.
Settling.
Yeah,
they're always settling. So that's that. So, and I think that's why that always ends up happening, because, and it's no reason to me. It's no reason for them to be applauded, because they haven't. And this is only my opinion. They haven't accomplished anything but moving to the next relationship, because they haven't healed. They haven't. And even though you can also still find healing possibly in another relationship, but because I can't say that you can't, but it's the fact that you haven't tried to heal. You just want somebody. You're not looking to heal.
You're not comfortable with being by yourself.
So, I don't agree.
I don't either. And I'm not saying no, but that's why I'm saying. But that's why I said you can't.
So
go ahead. Why don't you agree?
So I don't agree, because I don't believe in 100%. I don't believe there's 100% anything. So I can't definitively say that because this person moved on, because this person felt that in their heart they left one relationship and went into another relationship, that they weren't ready for that next relationship. You don't know how long they've been detached. You don't know what happened prior to that. You don't know any of
6 months.
They could have been detached for years.
I'm not saying they're healing in that relationship or in the next relationship.
They could have been totally detached for years,
as
if they were working on themselves for years. All they quote unquote said they were in this relationship or in this marriage or in
steps they took.
Right. To be able to mentally and physically go on to the next step. So I choose not to judge anyone based off of their actions, because you really don't know what's behind those actions.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I employ other people to not judge people based on their actions, because there's so much behind.
Right.
And even though you think you understand what's behind, there's always more that you don't know or you don't understand.
That's true.
Because there's other feelings, there's other issues, there's other factors, there's life
going on with that shit.
You grew up in a different household.
You present herself tomorrow, I'm not gonna turn it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
you know what I'm saying?
I agree with you 100%.
So I can't say that just because somebody did this, they weren't ready, or they shouldn't have, or it wasn't their time.
It's not for
I
us to
believe
say.
that it was for them.
I applaud whatever make whoever happy. Period.
Yep.
Because life gonna teach you regardless.
Experiences
And life will teach you regardless.
I don't know, because some people are happy with.
I about to say happy ain't always
people
good.
Happy with doing people bogus, so
because they have somebody.
Yeah, they got somebody. It don't matter if you got that somebody and you got other somebody.
But I've learned that I may not be. I've learned from witnessing somebody be in a situation, and even though they said that they were happy, I knew they weren't happy. I've learned my lesson from speaking up. I shut up. So if it makes you happy, I'm here to support you, and I'm going to applaud and support you, and I'm going to sit in the background, because it's not my job, and God going to show you in his own time.
Oh, yeah.
And the universe will show you in its own time.
Absolutely.
So it's not my place to judge. Now, when you need me, I'll be there, but I can't be like, you ain't even ready for a relationship. Why did you get back into another relationship?
Right.
So the question, it wasn't a question, Monique. The discussion right now is how, like, is it okay for somebody to move right into a new relationship, basically?
The overall topics was soulmates.
Well, she's talking about what we're talking about right now.
Right now?
Yeah, so basically we was talking about the difference in somebody waiting to move on and then somebody moving right from one relationship to the next, and if that's okay. So basically,
I'm gonna tell you right now, if I walk out this house and I slip on ice and I bump into who I'm supposed to be with, I'm not gonna say, oh no, it's not my time. It's my season to be alone. They don't need to know that. I don't know if my season is about to end. You know what I'm saying?
It's the end of my season.
And nobody's saying that.
Don't tell me that it's too soon to jump in.
No.
That's not what I was
okay,
saying.
let's stop because I think no. Listen, y'all. Listen. So I think I think that as individuals, we should be able to receive what's in front of us, right? We talked about this, like taking advantage of today. If something presents itself to you today, I think you should go into it. However, you should be conscious of how you're moving in it. So if you decide to move, if you decide to move forward with somebody, like if you decided to date somebody, Edmond, but then you was like, but then the next day you see yourself still being like thinking about your past relationships and blaming them for stuff, you know for a fact you not ready, you need to move back, right? So it's about paying attention to how you move forward and stuff. You should take advantage of whatever presents itself.
And I believe that, how do you know that person who you bump into, like if I'm just speaking, if I bump into her, how you know that's not a part of God's plan for your healing process? You don't know.
You never know.
But if I say, no, I'm not ready, because I think in my mind, well, I don't think, I'm like, okay, I'm so in tune with me being alone right now that I miss what God is. It's like that guy who's in the middle of the ocean, right? And they sent many boats and he ended up drowning because he said, no, God gonna save me. That's the boat. And then, and then he died and went to heaven. He said, God, why didn't you save me? God said, I sent you, how many boats? So my thing is this. If this woman I bump into, and I may even know who my wife is, may have known her for years, I don't know. I don't know. But if I feel in my heart with discernment that this person is good for me at this time, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to say yes.
I think that's knowing the difference between soulmates and soul ties.
Right.
So,
that's a real one too. Soulmates and soul ties. What was that topic?
But do a lot of people know the difference? I was going to tell you.
That's what I was going to say. A lot of people
don't
know, but that's how you...
And
I believe that when you go through different relationships and then you spend that time alone, the process is what's the difference between the soul and
you just can't have sex with everybody.
Please stop having sex.
A whole other conversation.
Stop having sex with everybody. Sex is creating another thing.
That's another conversation.
Tied to somebody, and they got demons and shit on them, and you having sex with them, and they taking the energy in. You can fuck with somebody. They have a bad day, whatever it is, and you have sex with them, and you take on all that.
Everybody. You know what? Sometimes as men, sometimes we think
we've been on here for a minute. I get it. It's past 8 o'clock.
And it's like,
oh yeah, they second
everybody. Right. Right. Because it's easier to say don't have sex with everybody, but it's like if you ain't had none in a while.
You don't mean have sex with everybody, bro.
Not everybody.
No,
she ain't everybody. That one right there, that moment ain't
everybody. And everybody, right. But sometimes. But I agree with what you. A lot of times, soul ties are mistaken for soulmates.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you so in the mix of everything, you blind to everything. They say love is blind. It is. Don't mix that stuff.
And that was my problem. My lust. My desire for that certain thing,
you gotta rub on that.
Allow me to tolerate stuff that I wasn't intellectually in tune with that person.
Before you meet that person, rub one out, and you won't care. Then your mind gonna be clear.
So my thing is, was that relationship a soul tie or soulmate?
Before I go on a date,
but most of the time, it takes for you to be out of the situation to know.
Fuck that. No, you a fuck.
But I agree. Don't have sex with everybody. I agree.
I said sometimes it takes for you to be out of the situation to be able to determine if it was the difference between the soulmate and the soul tie.
But that's a good point. I'm glad.
It's hard to. We talk about this. It's hard to tell the bull crap you in from being in it. Sometimes you got to step out of it to be able to see it. And that's what we've been talking about this whole time. Is what's most important is learning yourself, so that way you don't conform to something somebody else putting in front of you without knowing that that's what you want,
and not what it really is.
Exactly.
Like, he could be a good man, but is he a good man right now?
Exactly.
No, he's not.
Potential.
Okay.
I think that might be one of our topics.
And
next
be
year.
okay.
I mean,
and be
next year.
But also,
next year we just started.
But also be okay
right now. But hopefully next year you'll be alright.
And also be okay with that person being that person for that season.
Because they're going through their own process just like you are. It is what it is. Everybody go through their own things. You can't judge nobody.
I was trying to read what that said. Go ahead.
It's just a lot of comments. Just
I'm doing good to be the only guy.
No, you hold it down. You hold it down, Edmond.
I'm doing good.
You hold it down for the meal. You hold it down for the meal.
Edmond, though, we gonna always give him a spot because he be holding it down. Edmond will host. First of all, Edmond will take over this whole show.
Okay, clearly.
No, that's why I sit in the corner.
But you know what?
Somebody just turn it when it's my turn.
But you'll be good all by yourself in real life.
But in reality, it is 8:10. Oh. So we have gone way over time.
But man, wait.
It ain't a problem.
So like, what was this Tuesday? We talked about. She was like, "When we done by 8 o'clock?" I said. She said, "You don't think?" But
let's consider the technical difficulties. We had it because I would say because I be on the time. I would have ended it at 8, but we had technical difficulties, so I was giving this a little bit more time.
So then you got your friends here.
Okay, so we got a comment. She said, "I need to keep it a buck with them." Well, okay, people need to keep it a buck with themselves and what they want. Too many lead with expectations but don't have accountability towards themselves. Sometimes it's splash waterfalls and sometimes it ain't. Yes,
so expectations is a fuck up. Stop expecting somebody to be you. Yeah. They're not gonna be you. So stop expectations is gonna kill a relationship. You expecting this person to come through the door with flowers and they not. Then your heart broke. Then you mad. Yeah, but if you do that good for
you, I do expect if you got some food, you gonna bring me some.
Stop.
I need some.
Don't get no food. Don't expect that because I'm gonna eat my burrito by myself.
Exactly. No, learn how to use your words. Like we grown. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
If you hungry, go eat. If you hungry and I'm out,
my favorite saying,
you go get some. Okay.
Say what you mean what you say.
We make things
period. Like if you want something, just say it.
And then you come. I come
in
house with my food.
Yes, we did.
You mad?
Use your words.
Did you say you want some food?
Did I use that?
No, you didn't.
I called you.
Thank you, Chris.
I'm
Love
at
you.
the restaurant and I asked you, and you said no. I'm not giving you none of my
I'm
little
not
chicken.
mad.
I told you.
You not getting nothing out of my bag.
We did talk about that. Because I was like, no, I'm not giving up my. I'm about 6 wings.
And then you come talk about making a fries.
No, but what if I say no?
Especially if I call you and you say no while I'm there.
I'm not gonna call you at all. If you want something while I'm out, you better say something.
Oh my God, that's mean.
That's just hard.
That's hard.
You can at least call and say, "Hey, babe, you hungry?"
Because they may not know that they're hungry.
I'm okay. No,
they may not know that you're willing to stop.
No. I'm lying. I would say, "Okay, I'm up here at Crystal's. You better say something."
I like
everybody to get my food. Okay. Don't
okay.
no wings when I get in the house.
Edmond, you are. Everybody loves you. First of all.
That's what they said. What they say that at?
See, LOL, I like him. He's funny. Her too. They love you too, Korean. They love you too, Korean.
I love y'all too. Y'all should just make me another host on
it say put him in the live. He gotta sit in the middle of y'all.
Oh, they want me to sit in the middle? Okay, I got you. I got you.
Hold on. Let me get him there.
You're so funny.
Is this good?
Alright. Y'all got me?
You got me.
That is we gotta have him on more often is what y'all
Hey, I live across the street. What's up? What's up?
Oh yeah, I'm on the street. Facts. I am too.
Okay, but no, for real though, we about to jump off, y'all. This has been great.
Let's do a closing because
I didn't know that.
Let's do a closing. It's y'all. So this is season 7. I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey. You did what I did.
We did this twice.
That's the second time we said season 7.
So if it comes the third time, we know there'll be a season 7.
Yeah.
So y'all, this is season 3, episode 8. Because I was gonna say 7
Where did
again.
you get 7 from?
Just sound good.
Listen, don't be disrespectful. So y'all, let me tell y'all about this season. Not even about this season. I've enjoyed this third season. It was different from what we've been doing because it was a lot more in depth, I guess, about relationships. It was heavier.
This was cuffing season. This was cuffing season. That was a title of it.
Is cuffing season over?
That was the title of the season.
I haven't been cuffed.
Alright,
so I'm just kidding. I mean, I still ain't been cuffed, but it's okay. No. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. But y'all, season 3? I didn't even think that we was gonna even do a season 3. To be honest, to be completely honest, because I wasn't feeling it. Was you feeling it?
No.
Oh, okay.
You see how long it took us to come back?
We didn't even know.
We didn't even realize it took us like almost 2 months to come back.
2 months, y'all. We came back November 11th. When did we finish? September 21st.
Yep, September. Yep.
We was unsure, but I'm absolutely happy that we took that break. I'm absolutely happy that season 3 was successful as it was, because I don't think that I really have too many expectations for what's gonna happen when we do get on here. I'm just happy that the people that come on. I'm not looking for us to go viral. But if we do, of course, who's not going to be happy? Who's not going to be happy when you go viral? Yeah. But I haven't been looking for that. I've just been taking it when it comes to the show. I've been just taking it one Wednesday at a time.
1 week at a time.
One Wednesday, 1 week at a time, 1 Wednesday at a time. But I'm happy that we made it to season 3. I'm happy that it's the end of season 3 at the same time because I'm ready to have a break.
Raise your glasses. Cheers to season 3 finale.
Clink, clink, clink.
Everybody glasses are empty and stuff. Yes.
She got a Sprite.
No, but for real. So thanks for tuning in tonight. We will be coming back with season 4. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Kay.
I don't know when we come back. Yes, happy birthday to Kay.
Why would you say that?
Happy birthday, Kay.
If y'all know the real motherfucker.
So yeah, so we gonna come back. We got one more season. We got one more season actually planned. You know, but we don't know what's going to happen after that. But we probably come back. We said spring. We're gonna do a spring comeback. So we're gonna take a little break.
Do a vlog.
And come back. So yeah. So thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all share this video. The other videos from season 1, 2, and 3 are still on my Facebook or whatever. So you can always rewatch the videos. Always share them. And make sure that you subscribe, right? You can be notified when we go live, so that way you'll know when we do come back. Because we may do different pop-ups, episodes, who knows?
Thank you.
Throughout. So
thank you to everybody that's now telling me happy birthday on here. I mean, even if you told me in the beginning, I probably missed it. But thank you for y'all, everybody that's telling me happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. If you subscribe, thank you for clicking on anything and everything that we put on here. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm grateful.
Thanks to our regulars, you know,
from
Keisha,
1 to 3.
Yes, Keisha, my cousin Keisha, Spence, Dominic,
everybody,
like on here every week.
Yeah. Let me tell you, like the fact that we have regulars,
right? People who are on here every week waiting.
Regulars because we've been on here for 3 seasons.
Yes,
like so even.
Cliffon on here like every Wednesday.
Man, to even have 3 seasons of a show that we ain't really promoting for real, y'all. To just to have these ideas, these thoughts, to be able to talk to y'all, to be able to come to be able to come to y'all for more advice, because we be learning a lot watching these comments and rewatching these episodes, because we don't feel like we be talking about nothing.
Right.
For real. And so we're learning a lot from ourselves, and we're learning a lot from y'all when y'all post. So thank y'all for being active. Thank y'all for constantly coming on, watching us. Thank y'all for being supporters, period. Thank y'all. Thank our friends.
You're so nasty. Bye, y'all, man. Look, I'm mad now. Let's get off of this.
First of all, she like that. So I don't even know why she acting like that. Because she already thinks she my girlfriend anyway. So I don't even know why she acting like that. Y'all, my soulmates are all here, y'all.
Aww. Over here, right here.
I got my sister. Y'all can't see her, but she over there in the corner. I got all my best friends here. Y'all, my tribe is here. My tribe has been keeping me up on a cloud since high school. Damn, my tribe has been doing the best that they can to keep me on the right path, okay?
Shout out to 32 years around the sun. And look how fine she is. Let me do it.
I ain't got no little booty, but
can you stand back so they can see your outfit?
No. Come back.
There you go, girl.
Turn around. Let them see the cheeks.
We're done with her. All right, y'all. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night.
Happy birthday, Kay.
Thank you.